All right, Jason, thank you for taking the time today. Could you start out by telling us about your current role with Mossy Oak and what region you're working in?
Right. So I'm the managing broker for Mossy Oak Properties. Bought the franchise a few years ago now, and we're working in Wisconsin, Minnesota. And we currently have 7 agents that work on our team. And yeah, we been in the real estate business for about 30 years and just recently decided to make a change from the residential side to the land and recreational property side to kind of do what I really like to do in the real estate business. And so that led to our relationship with Acres here probably 6 months ago, I guess, is when we joined up and started using you guys to further our real estate business and definitely give us a leg up on the competition up here.
Awesome. Yeah, great feedback there. Going on that and further into Acres, how are you currently using Acres data to support your research and your clients?
Yeah, we primarily were looking for Acres for a tool that would allow us to primarily value land for our customers. And the more accurately we can do that, the better chance we have of getting the business, but also ultimately selling the property, which is the ultimate goal. So with all the tools that Acres offers, it's really given us the ability to really dial in pricing and not only that, but bring the receipts, right? Be able to show a landowner exactly this property sold for this price. This property compares to your property this way. Timber value, lease rate on the ground, just pretty much every aspect of what we need to ultimately give an owner an accurate, usable value so that we can move forward with marketing the property.
Great, great. We'll go in more into that. What's been the most valuable data set in Acres that you're leveraging in your client meetings and presentations?
Yeah, I think really the feature that Acres has where we can actually look up sold property values, whether that's stuff that's been recorded at the courthouse or stuff that's been entered by current Acre users. Um, it's so valuable to be able to just at the click of a button to be able to look up comparable property sales and then further not just get the per acre price, but also be able to click on detail and find out exactly when the property sold, what the details of the property that sold, who the owners were involved. Occasionally we find sales that look good, but you find out that it was a divorce where the wife sold her share to the husband. So sometimes those values are skewed. Without having the detail that the Acres platform provides, you would not be able to know that, and it would definitely hamper your ability to give accurate values to your client. So I think for us, that is probably the number one thing that we're using now. And I know Acres has got some other stuff in the works that we're excited about. I won't mention here, but I think it's all going to keep just getting better. And it's going to enable us to really provide a 360-degree service so that we've got pretty much every base covered.
Awesome. Yeah, that's good to hear. Well, going more into your region and your market area, what are you seeing in the Minnesota and Wisconsin land market that investors should take note of?
Well, I mean, generally speaking, that investors should know that we haven't seen prices decrease for land in our region ever, as far as I've known, as far as I've been in the business. Which means that land is always a great alternative to the stocks and the bonds and the stuff that goes up and down. And I know everybody that has a 401k has heard from their financial advisor that, oh yeah, you just lost 30% of the value in your account, but don't worry, in 10 years, you'll be right back to where you started. Not the case with property. So I guess that's the one thing I would say. The other thing is once we get through this fall period, this election period, I think there's going to be a renewed vigor for people to go out and invest, not just in land, but agricultural land, hunting land, and maybe finally buy that hunting property that they've been looking for and holding off on for years. Um, but this is a good market up here. It's not like Mossy Oak Properties is primarily focused in the southeast and the south. We're kind of groundbreakers up here. I wanted the Mossy Oak property name because it does carry a lot of gravitas in the outdoor industry. But frankly, we're kind of pioneers up here on our own, whether you're talking about sales data. There's not nearly as much of it up here as there is down in those other regions of the country. We don't get as nearly as much help up here, but I think this is still a great area to to invest in property for sure.
Yeah. Awesome. What are you seeing in your region this year and going into 2025? Expounding upon kind of our last question there.
Um, I think I feel pretty good about 2025. I think that the real estate market is really set and poised for I won't say an explosion, but definitely an upward trend. I think there's less and less confidence in alternative investment areas. I think there's just too much volatility. There's too much uncertainty, whether you're talking about domestically or even worldwide. I think there's a general feeling that that land always offers that sanctuary, that solid investment that you're always going to get a return on. It's relatively liquid, even though it doesn't seem like it sometimes. But you can always move that asset usually within 6 months to a year, which makes it fairly liquid. Um, and I just think that and if it's a primary residence, I mean you don't pay capital gains on the gains on land in a lot of cases. So I just think that I feel pretty good about the next few years, um, especially if we get the right trends economically. I think that the next 4 or 5 years are going to be real good for real estate in our region. I think nationwide, frankly.
Yeah. We've definitely seen the same things, and we would definitely tend to agree there. Um, Switching to kind of wrapping this up, I know we've covered a lot today, and I'm glad we had the chance to kind of work through some of this. Um, what's the best way to get in touch to learn more about working with Mossy Oak Properties?
Well, you can go to our website, mossyoakproperties.com, or our individual website is MississippiValleyRE.com.